Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I was not planning on filming today at all. I was feeling like crap all day long. It's honestly been kind of a really bad day. And even though I had a video that I was planning on filming today, I didn't feel like doing it because I felt like my hair was a mess and my outfit was a mess and I just didn't feel great. But I kind of talked myself into it. I told myself, just sit down and film a video. Doesn't matter if you feel like crap, you can do this. So that is why I am wearing Pippi Longstocking braids and also a basketball jersey. Just in case you were wondering, I don't like basketball, I don't watch basketball. I just stole this from my boyfriend and I wear it when I'm having a bad day because it's comforting to wear a giant boyfriend t-shirt. So yeah, that's why I'm wearing this. So today's video is just going to be very laid back, very chill, and I'm just going to be doing an anti-haul for you guys. So I have kind of seen these swirling around on YouTube. A lot of people are making these types of videos and I absolutely love watching them because an anti-haul is basically where you just tell people the products that you are not going to be buying. And I find them so super useful, and so I wanted to make one for you guys just to show you guys the products that I'm just really not interested in. Whether they're hot topics right now or whether they're cult favorites that people have talked about for a long time, these are just things that I don't have any interest in buying, and I'm going to tell you why, and maybe I can help you guys save some money if we're lucky. So we are going to get right on into it because I do have quite a few things to talk to you about. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video so I can tell if you guys like this type of video, because this is kind of a limb for me. It's not something that I usually do. So go ahead and like this video if you like this type, and I can make more of these types of videos. And so that is all I have to say. Let's get into this video. So the first product that I am definitely never going to be buying is the Clarisonic. And if you don't know what a Clarisonic is, it is basically just a facial cleansing brush, and it's like $300. I'm pretty sure it's around like $200 to $300. Super expensive. And I can just never imagine myself spending that much money on something like that. I have a facial brush from Avon that I absolutely love. I will link it down below, and I think it works perfectly fine, and it was only like $30. And so I don't feel the need to go out and buy a $200 to $300 brush for my face. I just think that's really excessive, and I really just have no interest in buying that product. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is another kind of skincare type thing, and it is the Philosophy Facial Cleanser. And this is something that I've actually tried out before. I just tried a little tiny sample of it and I loved it. I thought that it removed my makeup so well and it felt really good on my face, but it's so expensive. Once again, just like the Clarisonic, it is so incredibly expensive, and there are things that you can buy that are so similar that don't cost like $40 for a bottle this big. I don't know, it's crazy to me. I am not one that really splurges on skincare. Maybe someday I will be, but as of right now, that is just something that I am not willing to spend so much money on when it's basically just a cleanser. Next things that I wanted to mention are the Born This Way concealers and powders. And I don't know if you guys have seen my products that I hate video, but in that video I mentioned that I absolutely despise the Born This Way foundation. And honestly, the only reason that I am not going to be buying these products is because I hate that foundation so much and I just don't trust it anymore. I can't trust that line because that foundation was so incredibly disappointing to me. And I know that's probably petty and kind of ridiculous that I won't try any other product from the Born This Way line because of that foundation, but I just don't want to, and I can't imagine myself spending money on something when I hated the foundation so much. So that is honestly just a personal thing. I will not be buying it because I don't trust that line. I love Too Faced. I have several Too Faced products that I love, but I can't do the Born This Way stuff. I can't do it. So the next product is actually another thing that I have tried out before, and it is the NARS blush in Orgasm. And if you guys saw my Get Ready With Me a couple videos ago, I did mention this blush that I got in a little tiny sample size. I could only use it like 4 times, but every time I used it, once again, I loved it. It was such a pretty blush. However, I have a blush from LA Colors that I got for $1 that is very similar. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the LA Colors one is an exact dupe or that it is the highest quality like the NARS Orgasm one is. However, when the price difference is like $20, I can ignore the fact that the LA Colors one is a little bit less of a good consistency and it's probably not the exact same color. I can ignore that because that's a lot of money to be spending on something that is very similar and that I pretty much like the same amount. I will once again link that LA Colors blush down below so that you guys can check it out if you would like to, but I will just not be purchasing the NARS Orgasm blush because as much as people talk about it, I really can't imagine myself spending that amount of money on a blush. I feel like the theme of this video is I don't want to spend that much money, so I'm not going to buy it. But when I'm saying that I don't want to buy things, it's not just because it's a lot of money. I do buy quite a few products that are a little bit more pricey. These are just things that I don't think are worth that amount of money, if that makes any sense at all. Next thing that I wanted to talk about is the Benefit Hoola Bronzer. And this has been a cult favorite on YouTube for as long as I can remember. I literally do not remember a time where I watched YouTube videos when the Hoola bronzer was not a cult favorite. But I'm just not interested. I don't know if it's just because I've seen it so many times that I've just completely lost interest, but I just don't care to buy it. It's not that I have any problems with it at all. It's not that it's too expensive. It's not that expensive. You know, it's pricier than drugstore, but not by much. I just don't care to get it. It looks so incredibly similar to my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and y'all know I use that like crazy, and I don't feel the need for another cool toned bronzer, so I'm not gonna get that one. So this next thing that I wanted to talk about has been a really hot topic lately, and it is the KKW contour sticks. I feel like so many people have gotten caught up in the hype of these contour sticks because they were made by Kim Kardashian that they have forgotten how horrible the Kardashian makeup line was. I tried quite a few products from the original like Kim Kardashian makeup line and they were bad. And I watched several YouTube videos about that line and everyone thought they were bad. And now it's been a couple of years and she's come out with something totally new and something totally different and something so much more expensive, and now everyone likes it. And so, I don't know, it just feels kind of overhyped. It feels like it's only popular because it's from Kim Kardashian, and I'm just not feeling it. I don't really care about Kim Kardashian, and I don't feel the need to buy a product just because she made it. And honestly, they look kind of gimmicky to me. I don't like how tiny they are for the huge price point. Like, I understand you're supposed to be able to use them on your nose and everything, and lips and stuff like that, but like, that's too expensive for a little tiny contour stick. And the concealer side honestly just looks so chalky to me. In every video that I've watched, I've just been like, I don't want to blend that out. That looks horrible to blend out. I'm not going to get that. So I'm just not going to buy that product because it seems totally overhyped and totally unnecessary and I don't want it. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about are the Anastasia glow kits. And I see these pretty much everywhere. People are talking about them. Some people love them, some people hate them, but most people say that they're like hit and miss, like some of them are really good and then some of them are really bad. But I am so completely uninterested in colored highlights. Maybe I am behind on the trends with this one, but I don't understand why people want to wear purple highlight or blue highlight or green highlight. I don't get it. I like golden toned highlights and champagne toned highlights and sometimes pinky toned highlights. But other than that, not interested. I just can never imagine just taking a shimmery blue highlighter and putting it on my cheekbones. Maybe I'm crazy, but I just don't want to pay a lot of money for a shimmery blue highlighter. If that makes sense, maybe I'm just weird, but I'm uninterested in those products. The next product that I wanted to talk about are another Anastasia Beverly Hills products, and they are the Modern Renaissance palette and the Subculture palette. Now, the Modern Renaissance palette has been around for a while and it is a favorite of a lot of people. People love that palette. The Subculture palette just came out and people hate that palette. I am uninterested in both of them. I have so many eyeshadow palettes with similar colors to the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Like I have so many palettes that have those purple tones in them. They're really, really pretty, but they're in every palette, and so I just never felt the desire to get that one. The Subculture one, although it does have a lot of cool colors in it, I've heard too many crazy reviews to get it. And I know that I shouldn't necessarily trust every bad review that I see for it, but it's hard when there is so many people that are disappointed in that palette, and it's an expensive palette. It's like $40 to $50, and I'm not going to go out on a whim and buy something that a lot of people have said is bad. A girl that I follow on YouTube, Mrs. Gregory, she's one of my favorites, she did a whole video about it and she hated it, and I trust her, and so I'm just uninterested. I've watched so many bad reviews and I'm uninterested, and so I'm not going to buy it, and that's that. Another eyeshadow palette that I did want to bring up is the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. Once again, super hyped up product right now. Everyone's talking about it, everyone's loving it. This one is actually being talked about very highly of on YouTube, but I have never bought an Urban Decay Naked palette. I didn't buy Naked 1, 2, or 3, and obviously I haven't bought the Heat palette because I just don't want to. I don't know what stops me, because I used to want them so bad, but I never can talk myself into it. I feel like there's not enough colors, they don't blow my mind, and they're just kind of eh. I swatch the Naked palettes every single time I go to Ulta or Sephora, every time, and I think about buying them, but I never do. So this isn't really just the Naked Heat palette, it's honestly all of the Urban Decay Naked palette. I just feel like the colors in those palettes are in every other palette, and I have a couple palettes that are really big and they have a ton of colors in them, and I just don't feel the need for another palette with a bunch of neutrals in it. Whether they're pinky toned or red toned or brown toned, I don't need them. I don't like palettes that have the same colors as every other palette. It's very frustrating to me. I do like when they have, you know, a transition shade and a deep brown shade and that kind of thing, so that they can really work with any look, so you can travel with them and stuff like that. But I'm not going to buy 50 eyeshadow palettes that have the exact same colors in them. I just can't make myself do it, and so I don't like all of these palettes that come out and they look like every other palette on the market, and so that is really why I'm not buying those palettes, because I already have plenty of palettes that have those neutral shades in them, so I don't know. The last things that I wanted to talk about are also Anastasia Beverly Hills, and they are the brow products. I have heard so much about the Brow Wiz, the pomade, and the brow gel, but I don't want to buy any of them because I don't want to spend that much money on my eyebrows. I know half of this video I'm just saying I don't want to spend that much money, but it's true. I have an e.l.f. pomade that was like $5. I think it does my eyebrows just fine. I don't have any problems with it. It's good. And I have a L'Oreal brow pencil that I bought for like $10 that does my eyebrows just fine. It's good. I can't imagine spending so much more money for something that's pretty much the exact same thing. I know I've never tried it, I know I can't technically judge it, but that's what this whole video is about, so I'm going to. I just don't really want to buy it. I think I'm going to stick with drugstore brow products because I don't really want to get caught up in the hype of something being too expensive when it doesn't need to be. So that is all of the things that I wanted to talk about in my anti-haul video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it was useful for you. I find that these are really useful videos to me. So don't forget to like and subscribe, of course, if you like my videos, and let me know in the comments what kind of videos you want to see in the future, because I kind of come up with my videos on my own, and I don't really have any idea of which ones you guys prefer. If you prefer more review type videos, or more tutorial type videos, or more other type of videos, so just let me know in the comments which type of videos you prefer, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!